Hey everybody, I'm Scott. This is a hot rod, and you are watching Scott Rod's Garage. So we're back here at the BKR, the Busted Knuckle Ranch, on a dank, rainy, miserable Memorial Day weekend, which brings me to my first topic. I'd like to ask all of you who are watching to take a moment and raise a glass to all of our men and women of the military for their service. Thank you all. And for those of you who are currently deployed, we all pray for your safe return. And for those of you who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, I'd like to take a moment of silence. God bless all of you and your families. Now, let's get to building hot rod, shall we? So we're back working on Jade. We're doing the final mock-up on the Crown Vic suspension today. I've been out here working on her at night, cobbling away at getting the front cross member up. And I've discovered something while doing this, that the 53 Ford, at least probably 53 through 56, this one's a 53, is probably 1/4 of an inch more narrow than that of 64 and up F100s. I know this because I have three more F100s, two 64s and a 65. The 65 already has the Crown Vic swap in it, along with the air ride suspension. This one here is not going to get the air ride. It's going to get the stock Police Interceptor suspension, struts, and so forth. So this whole cross member and setup from the front suspension came out of a state police cruiser. So I've got everything here. We're going to do the final mock-up now before we tack weld everything. Then we'll blow it all apart one last time, pull it down. We'll do all the finish welding on it, and then we will assemble it for the final time. So let me show you where we're at right now. Let's steal this camera. Pardon my hand. Probably should put my headlight glasses on because it's very dark in here. As you know, we're working with very, very minimal tools and equipment. And we're also working on a truck that has the full body and engine and trans in it. So here's a cross member up where it needs to be. And we are going to tighten up the bolts. And then I'm going to show you, see if I can put this up there where you can see. Hopefully that's not too bad. Working on this on my own. So here's a 1/4 inch plate. I got to cut this to size. I'm going to slide this in like so. Get this all welded up nice. And trim this off. And then we're going to clean this all up, cut off the rear shackles, and paint all that with the chassis black from Eastwood Industries. So let's start putting this thing together, shall we? Come in here. And I'm missing one nut for this side. I do have a couple of extra suspension setups at the shop, so I gotta rob a nut from one for now. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna snug this up. Before I even do that, there's 2 bolts that go through here. I'm gonna need to get those lined up. I just want to line everything up and make sure I have everything that I'm supposed to have. That way, anything I might need, I I can source. Ooh, that one doesn't seem to want to line up. I'm a bit worried about that one. Let's see what we got here. Everything's a little bit tight. When I drop this down for the last time, I'm probably going to kind of deburr everything out, make it a little bit looser so I can move it around a little better. Remember, never use a ratchet for a hammer or a chisel. Okay, I think I got a couple of bolts. They're supposed to go in here, so we're gonna pop those in. Now I'll tighten that one nut down. I believe these are the bolts right here. I need to clean them up and paint them, but not quite there yet. Can't see all that good. Looks like that one's not quite lining up. This one I don't have a problem with. It appears that I have plenty of room. Just gotta get it. Knocked back enough. Interesting. I may have to egg this out as well. It's starting to look like I might have to do something with this. This needs to go quite a ways back and then in. Maybe if I get a screwdriver. Okay, we'll try this out. See what we get with it. Very close right there. Yep. That's the one right there. I got a feeling that I'm not going to be able to get this other side though without. No. Feel like it's close. Oh, well, I'll be. Just fits. That is beautiful. Okay. I was a little worried I was going to have to do some more adjusting. Hope I don't blind you with my light. So we're going to snug this. We're going to snug this one up. everything is socking up nicely. Nice. Everything's fitting in good. A little worried about whether or not it would, but it appears to be. Fitting tight and right. Okay, ladder. Okay, hopefully you can see okay. Now I gotta get the bolts in here, and then I can snug these two up. Again, the other side missing one nut. Don't know where it went. Don't know why I lost it, but no fear. I have more at the shop. I'm just gonna see where we're at with these guys. This has to down just a little bit more, a little bit more. That looks decent. See if the bolt fits in there. It does. I have a feeling this would fit a little bit better. This is gonna, yeah, this side's much better. See how easy that went? All right, so now I'm gonna snug these up. So these sockets are fitting a little bit tight because I'm using SAE, or American sockets, and I'm sure they're metric. I do have some metric sockets here, but again, my tools here are very limited. If I get to a point where I need something that I don't have, unfortunately, I have to stop and wait till I go back to the shop and bring what I need home with me at night. So we're just gonna snug these. So I just want to make sure that you remember the aligning pins. Make sure they fit in there good. Socket is a little bit snug. It's working. All right, I'm going to try this one now. This is really exciting. This has been a long time coming. Honestly, I should have been done with this a while ago, but I got a lot of things going on in and around the house and the shop, and I'm splitting my time, spread myself pretty thin, to be honest with you. So I do what I can when I can. Try to kind of split up my time as evenly as possible. That's pretty good. It's as tight as I need it to be. So that's fitting in there, tight and right. And here's the plate for the other side. Slide this in. Just so you know where we're at. Again, gonna trim this off. And I'm gonna weld it all in just to give it, I don't know, I just didn't like the idea of that being open. Water being able to get in there. Plus, you know, the more you weld, the stronger things get. And I just want this thing to be, you know, I don't want anything to be moving around. I mean, just adding this cross member alone tightens it up so much. Even though this is aluminum and it's lightweight, it's very strong, extremely strong. So the next thing I think we're going to do is we're going to install the lower control arms. Put it right here. And on the backs, we have to put the new bushings. And then there's brackets that are going to end up resting up against here, somewhere around, I think around here where the starter is here. I cleaned that off. And I'll have to weld those as well. So right now I'm doing the finish mock-up on everything, just to make sure that everything goes together the way it's supposed to. And if it doesn't, then I can do whatever it is that I need to do to make it go together properly. This is a little difficult to do on your own. I don't know if I should enlist a floor jack or if I just get down. Maybe I just get down in the ground on the creeper. See if I can get this bolt started. Oh, we're close. Definitely close. Oh, there we go. All right. Look at that. That is a thing of beauty. Okay. Beautiful. I'm not going to tighten these nuts. No reason to. Just going to start it so I don't lose them. All right. So we get that guy. Now I think what I'm going to do next, I should probably put the bushing on there. So to do that, let's see. I'm going to bring you out here and readjust the camera. Right here. That is the old bushing, the original one. That is the new one. I'm going to unbolt it. I got just a couple of bolts holding that onto the bracket. That's the bracket that I need to weld over there. Oh, actually, it's going to go way back there, so I cleaned that up in the wrong spot, but that's okay. Anyways, I'm going to take those out, and when I bought those, they came with nuts and bolts, but I'm not crazy about the hardware. This stuff is all made in China, you know, and their steel is not very good. So I'm going to use grade 8 bolts. I'm not sure what those are, grade 5, whatever they are. Haven't even opened the bags yet, but I prefer not to use them. I prefer to use grade 8 bolts, so that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to set you down here, and we're going to play around with that for a minute and get that set up. And then I think after that, we're going to put the strut on. Let's see. This one's finger tight. That's good. It's nice to have nuts and bolts kicking around. I had just enough kicking around that I could do this. That one, of course, is too tight, so we're going to get some stuff to tighten that, loosen that, I mean. Right. Let's see, we got 16ths on that end. So we're going to need a 5/8 wrench. I believe that's a 5/8. Yeah, it is a 9/16. When it comes to wrenches, I have very few wrenches here. Just what's in this Craftsman kit here. You can see I zip tied the nut to this so I wouldn't lose it. So we're gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna point these down so when I look over at the camera, I don't blind you. Okay, so that's gonna go here. Just put this aside. And now, we'll install the new hardware. We're gonna bolt these guys nice. And again, I'm not gonna tighten these because I am, once I tack weld these brackets, I'm probably going to want to take these off and just kind of grind these up so I can put some paint on them to protect them. Take this and this. Yep. A nut. And one more. A little bit. There we go. Nut. Lock washer. Yeah. There we go. Brandy new. Okay. Now I'm going to cut this nut free. And we are going to reposition the camera, and we're going to slide this onto the control arm, and then we'll move on to bolting up the strut. So that is going to go like so. We might have found our first problem. Well, I shouldn't say our first problem, but that. I know it goes because I already had it on. I may have to pull this bolt back out, this one here, and spin this around. So it fits properly. Just when you think you got it under control. Under control. Hopefully this starter doesn't decide to swing down and smack me across the face. That would be bad. But I did manage to get some dirt in my eye. What do we have? We got an issue here. Some type of issue. I see what the problem is. So this bolt, I think, is going to have to face the other way. Thank God I didn't tighten them, huh? I think this bolt sticking down is keeping it from spinning around the other way, where it needs to go. it that way. See how that works. That should go something like that. Let's hope this doesn't swing down and hit me in the face. That would be bad. And the starter is not helping me either. The starter's getting in the way. It's actually really in the way. Yeah, so that should. There's the bolt. Ratchet. That's gonna help. Drag it all over it. Okay. Now let's give this a couple of love taps. Getting there. Remember this being so much trouble. First time around. Maybe. You know what? Let's take this right off here for a moment. Maybe I should weld this on. Feeling like this bolt is hindering me from getting it in. Yep. Like that. Oh yeah, more like that. Okay. Up a little bit more. Oh boy. Realized this was going to be so tough. Looks like I'll be doing some paint touch-up. It's okay. I'll have a problem with that. She's a-going. sewing away. I mean, can you? Come on, baby. Come on, you're almost there. Almost there. So close. But yet so far. Tuck the starter away somewhere. Might have a little bit better luck. It is close. The thing has got to go up. Touch more. Doesn't want to. I'm kidding you, it does not want to. Well, let's try. Let's try something else. I got a pry bar. Whew. This is interesting. See if I can get that out of the way. Pry bar. We got a pry bar around here somewhere. These aren't always as easy as they seem. Funny thing is, it fit before. Okay, I'm gonna try something else. Let's go back like that. Can't tell. This is still a little bit low. This is weird. This is weird. Well, what's causing that? It needs to be tweaked like this a little bit, and this back side needs to go up just a hair, and it doesn't want to do that. So I think now is a good time to enlist a floor jack and a piece of 2x4 if I can find one. Get that through there, and then we can move forward. Found a piece of 2x4. Floor jack. I got one right here. One over here. know what the best part is? All this struggling, I'm going to have to take it apart and do it all over again. Isn't that great? But it is what it is. Let me try this. Just weird. Where is that at? Oh. This is strange. All right. Try something else. That didn't work. Welcome to the reality. That's very close right there. That is super close. Like that. Maybe that is what I'm doing wrong. Here's my hammer. I'll try tapping that in. There we go. There we go. That was easy, wasn't it? Not. All right. Not out there. That's that. Now we get to figure out how to get that. So one last look before we completely end this video. I set the truck on the ground. Well, almost on the ground. I have it sitting on 2x4s because it actually ends up so low that I have a hard time jacking it back up again. So this process dropped the front end approximately 5.5 inches. I mean, take a look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Threw the wheels on just to get a little perspective of just how cool it's going to look. Can't wait to get the truck outside and give it a bath. It's been in here all winter long. So the next step is to put it back up and tack weld all my bracketry in place. Drop the whole suspension back down one last time, and then I'll fully weld and grind, and then we paint the chassis, and then back together again, and then we'll move on to the steering column from this point. Oh, let me show you the new wheel Lynn got. Delivered in the mail the other day. Billet aluminum to match the tilt steering column we're installing. This truck is gonna absolutely kick ass. So there you have it, folks. Crown Vic swap in a barn. Limited tools. Limited equipment. Very limited. Just goes to show you can do anything you put your mind to. If I can do it, you can do it. Hope you enjoyed this process. And we'll probably do some video of the chassis all welded up and painted before I reinstall. And then we'll do a finish video, and then we'll move on to the steering column, which is next. We got to get this guy out on the road again. Oh, and then in with the electronic ignition. I think next year we're going to, over the winter, install a fuel injection system. So little by little, we get this truck resto modded in a classy way. Hope you like it. Tune in for our next video. And don't forget, subscribe, like, share, comment. Helps our algorithms and keeps us bringing videos. Hopefully we're getting better and better. I'll try to bring you some more interesting stuff. And next video is going to be the big reveal of Freddy the Falcon. See you next time.